Hello everyone, it's me. I'm going to be reading an article for you, and this article is by the K2 and the title is called Nearly a Third of the Gen Z favour the government installing surveillance cameras in homes. So for obvious reasons this is bad. Another reason why I'm doing this video, because I haven't done a video like this in a while, so I decided to give my say on it. So this is by Emily X. Keynes. So yeah, and Jordan, that's a very weird last name, but anyway I'm not going to say it, so let's have a read. George Orwell's 1984 is one of our society's most frequently referred illustrations of what life would be like under an authoritarian government. Actual government policies that are viewed as illiberal in varying degrees are often tied to this novel by opponents. An easy and effective way to call out government overreach and control in the book 1984. Citizens of the fictional nation Oshina are under constant government surveillance. Well, to an extent, we already are. To be fair, I think it's true that government can certainly, after the online harm bill, can just see your data really with no ease, without really hardly a warrant. So to an extent, in the UK, that's come in if the bill doesn't get scrapped, which hopefully it will, but I'm not positive. In their own homes, devices called telescreens display propaganda and record people's actions, allowing the government to monitor even in what should be the most private place they know, their homes. This type of behaviour is meant to be an extreme example of what can happen when a government gains too much power in opposition to such surveillance has been assumed to be overwhelming and obvious, but is it? Only 16% of Americans, I think this is another article about central banking digital currencies, so it seems like not all people are so in support of digital currencies. In a newly released Cato Institute 2023 national survey of 2,000 Americans, we asked opponents if they appear whether they are in favour of or oppose the government installing surveillance cameras in every household to reduce domestic violence, abuse, and other illegal activity. Not surprisingly, a few Americans, only 14%, said to support this idea. Three-fourths, 75%, would oppose government surveillance cameras in homes, including 68% who strongly oppose, while 10% don't have an opinion either way. See, this is a chart. So if you want to know, there it is. However, Americans under the age of 30 stand out when it comes to 1984 style in-home government surveillance cameras. 3 in 10, 29% Americans under 30 favour the government installing surveillance cameras in every household in order to reduce domestic violence, abuse, and other illegal activity. Support declines with age, dropping to 20% among 30 to 44-year-olds, and dropping considerably to 6% among those over the age of 45. 3 in 10 young Americans support government surveillance cameras in every household to reduce abuse and crimes, which is obvious. There'll always be crime. I can't believe some people actually think this is a good idea, since at the end of the day, we don't have enough privacy as it is. So I don't see how you can get any less privacy than you do now. Like, police can search phone without hardly a warrant. So to be fair though, I don't see why you really want more of this, since they already do a bad enough job, and it's certainly already going to be abused. Look at China. And the social credit score. This is common sense, and this just proves how retarded my generation is. We don't know how much of this preference for security or privacy or freedom is something unique to this generation, the cohort effects, or simply the results of youth. However, there is a reason to think this is part of this is generational. Americans over 45 have vastly different attitudes on in-home surveillance cameras. And also, if you're so concerned about crime around you, just stick cameras up all around your home. Don't force it on everyone else. So than those who are younger. These Americans were born in or before 1978, thus the youngest at least 11 before the Berlin Wall fell, being raised during the Cold War amidst regular news reports of the Soviet Union surveilling their own people. It's, to be fair, the government does it right now around most first world countries. So anyway, I digress. I've demonstrated to Americans the dangers of giving government too much power to monitor people. Young people today are less exposed to these type of examples, are thus less aware of the dangers of expansive government power. It is also possible that increased support for government surveillance among the young has common roots in what Greg Lukianoff and Jonathan Haidt, sorry I can't really pronounce the last names, describe in the coddling of the American mind. Young people seem more willing to prioritise safety from possible violence or hurtful words over ensuring robust freedoms from government or to speak freely. So here it is. Here's the people who support government surveillance. Other demographics also differ in their tolerance of government surveillance in their homes. African Americans vote 3% and Hispanics 25% are more likely than white Americans 9% and Asian Americans 11% to support in-home surveillance. Democrats 17% are also more likely than Republicans 11% support it, but not by a wide margin. That divides Democrats between those who identify as very liberal, in which only 99% support, and liberal, who are more than twice as likely to support, 19%. Notably, the issue doesn't divide men, 15%, and women, 13%, who were about equally likely to support it. We asked this question as part of our survey on central bank digital currencies in order to see whether there is a relationship between opinions on the government issuing central digital bank currency and government installing cameras in homes. It appears that the two opinions are correlated. Interestingly, more than half, 73% of those who support the United States adopting a central bank digital currency are also supportive of government surveillance cameras in homes. No surprise. While only 2% of those who oppose a CBDC feel the same. This suggests there may be a common consideration that is prompted by both issues. Likely has to do with willingness to give up privacy in hopes of greater security. Yeah, that makes sense. It is important to emphasize that the overwhelming majority of Americans across demographic groups oppose the government surveilling people in their homes. Good. Nevertheless, it is relevant to note that the higher acceptance among younger generations to trade freedom and privacy for some added security and protection. If these trends continue, the United States may confront a very, very different privacy landscape in the future. Well, you already have the Patriot Act, so you don't have that much privacy in the United States, to be fair. It's possible that at some point the American public will be open to extreme government overreach in a world that feels scarier and more dangerous than before, whether or not it is. Thus, it is more important to impart the learnings of the past and present about what can happen when government amasses too much power without explicitly, sorry, I can't speak today, telling younger generations about the risk and dangers of government surveillance. They will forget these lessons and may find themselves repeating devastating mistakes of the past. So, first of all, if you're so concerned about crime, just stick cameras around your home. They're getting cheaper and cheaper by the day, and also like I think everyone to an extent thinks the government should have some ways to uncover people's private information. Or for instance, someone has CP. But they should have a warrant to do that, because I think most people agree that the police should search people's phones and see all the data, as long as there's a valid reason for it, like I said before, CP and other things along those lines. But this is utterly stupid. And also, I said before, though, like, people say, oh, this was all in the past. Well, most of it was around the time of the Soviet Union, but, happening in China right now, the surveillance is everywhere. Sorry, I'm keep stuttering, with a social credit score system. So yeah, it's an utterly, quite frankly, it's pretty retarded why you would want this, since just stop being a pussy. You can like, just if you care so much, buy all the surveillance equipment you want to protect yourself. Don't force it on other people. And you little bitch, excuse my language, cause that's that type of thing, type of people I think support these laws, or either these people were just making it up and just doing it for a laugh. But it is still concerning that like lots of people don't know history, since it will be inevitable, even if hypothetically speaking the government puts this law in place to actually protect their citizens. It will be extremely likely and almost inevitable, if not just inevitable, that tyrant is going to come in and just use it against the people. But but that is what it is, and that will certainly likely happen. Like, I don't like people who think they can predict the future. If these laws were in place, that would 100% happen. And yeah, and this is a pretty decent reason why if you want to argue against just abolishing democracy altogether, that that you could just that this is a pretty good reason why people may believe that, since democracy, if these people were to vote, it would be more likely that people's freedom will be taken away. So yeah. So anyway, put in comment below what you thought about this. Do you agree with the idea of government surveilling everything you do, or do you not? I just want your honest opinion. So anyway, thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe. Goodbye.